Hello everyone and welcome to QuipoIn. So, in this video we are going to discuss about something very unique or a very unique topic in HTML, that is HTML graphics. So in this video we are going to learn about what is HTML graphics, why we use HTML graphics and how to create a HTML graphics. So without any further delay, hit that like button, subscribe to QuipoIn and let's get started. So first of all, what is a HTML graphic? HTML graphic is nothing but it helps our web application to look visually appealing. It basically helps our web app to look more engaging and beautiful. Now, why we need these HTML graphics? We need these HTML graphics because first of all, I already told, it helps our web app to look visually appealing and it make them very engaging. The second reason is it helps in game development. It also helps in interactive animation development. The third reason is it helps in data visualization, and the fourth and the most important reason is it helps in customization of user input elements. Now let us see how to create these HTML graphics. These HTML graphics can be created by two means. The first is the canvas method. What is this canvas method? Canvas method is nothing but it is a bitmap area where we edit our graphics using the JavaScript. And second is the SVG or Scalable Vector Graphics. This is nothing but a vector based system where we edit our graphics using the XML. So in this video we are going to look at the examples of canvas and SVG, and I'm going to tell you about how to create these canvas and SVG with simple syntax. In the further coming videos we will be deep diving into the canvas and SVG separately, but in this video we will see the basics of canvas and SVG and how to create them. So open your favorite ID. We use VS Code, so I'm going to open my VS Code ID and let's get started. So here you can see I have already written that we are going to use canvas and SVG to make simple graphics, and I have already typed my HTML basic syntax. So here I'm going to code for these canvas and SVGs. So first of all we are going to cover the canvas part. So to create graphics in canvas we simply use a tag called canvas tag. This tag creates a bitmap area in your web app where you can edit your graphics. So as I already told that canvas uses the bitmap area, so we can manipulate our graphics through JavaScript. So we will be using script tag for that to write our JavaScript code. Now in this video there would be some JavaScript used for the canvas, but we are not going to deep dive into the JavaScript part as many of you may know JavaScript, and for those who don't know about JavaScript I'm going to just touch the few things of the canvas that will be only helpful for you for creating the canvas. So now we have written the canvas and script part. Now let's start our coding part. So for script we are going to write variable canvas equals to document dot get element by ID, and the other will be variable tx equals to canvas dot get context So I have written two JavaScript line. So for creating graphics in canvas, first of all I told we use a canvas tag, then our canvas will be created in the web app, and then to manipulate our graphics we will use script to create our graphics and to change our graphics. So for that we use JavaScript. So you have to set up your canvas. You have to set up the area where you will code or where you will make your graphics. So this is the initial part, and this is the most important part. You guys can mug up this. You will need this part to set up your canvas. This is the mandatory part. Now for those who know basics of JavaScript, you may know what is this written, but for those who don't know, I'm going to tell you what these two line means. So basically, this where canvas equals to document dot get element by id is nothing but it gets the canvas element from the DOM. So what it does, it gets your canvas element from the DOM. So what is a DOM? DOM is nothing but it is a document object model which helps the HTML or XML document to create it as a tree structure. Okay, this is, you don't want to get too deep inside this part, we'll just leave it till then. So here you can just understand that this part is basically getting your canvas from the JavaScript DOM, and how it is getting your canvas, it is getting it by a ID. Okay, you can see here it is written get element by ID. So we need a ID here. So for creating that, like I have to simply write a ID for my canvas. So I say I write my canvas as the ID, and then here you can write my canvas. So this my canvas, which is this canvas, is extracted from the DOM by this line. So I hope you, the beginners or those who don't know the basic of JavaScript, may have understood. Now what this second line mean, where ctx equals to canva dot get context. This is nothing but this line basically gets the 2D drawing context of the canvas, which by the help of which we manipulate our graphics. So this gets the drawing context of the canvas, the 2D drawing context of the canvas, by which we can manipulate our graphics. So I hope you understood what these two line means. These are the basic JavaScript line. You don't have to get deep dive into it. You can just mug up this. Just remember that here in ID, what canvas ID you are giving will come, and this is how we set up our canvas. Now I hope you understood how to set your canvas up. Now let's try to draw a rectangle. Like here you have seen there is a rectangle, so let's try to set up this rectangle in the canvas. So how we are going to do that? We are going to simply write ctx dot fill. To make a rectangle, we write rect, and then there are actually 2, 3, 4. There are 4 inputs to it. Now what does this mean? This is nothing but we have created the variable ctx. Now we will be using ctx to manipulate our graphics. For like if I have to create a rectangle, I'll be using the ctx. If I have to fill that rectangle with color, then also I'll be using the ctx. So I'll be using the ctx for anything that I have to manipulate in the graphics. And what does this fill rect do? This do nothing but it makes a rectangle. Fill rect is used to make a rectangle in the canvas, and then there will be 4 values. Now what are these 4 values? The first value is the x-axis. From in my canvas, from the x-axis, where will be the first point of the rectangle? That is my first value. The second value is the y-axis. From the canvas through the y-axis, where will be my second point? The third value is nothing but the width of the canvas, and the fourth value is nothing but the height of the canvas. And you can see as I write the values, my canvas, as I write the value, the graphics, the rectangle has been created in the canvas. So like I can show you, if I just, like you can see, if I remove or add digits, it will just go on. You can see, so it is moving through the x-axis. So the first value is x-axis, and the second value is nothing but the y-axis. Like you can see, if you move it, how it is moving. So this is how it is done. Okay, so I'm going to explain it again. CTX is the variable name that is getting the context of the drawing context, 2D drawing context to be specific, which will help in manipulation of our graphics. Fill rect is used to create rectangle in the canvas, and then we enter the four values. The first value is the x-axis, the second is the y-axis, the third is the width, and the last value is the height. Now there is something else that I want to share. How to color this? You can see it is a black by default. If you want to color it, again ctx dot fill. Now we are going to use style. This style helps to color our rectangle. Fill style is used to color our rectangle. So we'll use fill style, and then I'll just write, like I say, light green, and you can see I get my light green color rectangle. So here you can see how I have created the most basic graphics in the canvas. And again, if I can just do a thing here. I'll just put a h1 tag and I'll write canvas example, and here is our canvas example. Okay, so I'll just change few things quickly. So there is one more thing, there is one more attribute to this canvas. Now my canvas that I have set up is not defined, where it will go, where it will end, where my graphics will be manipulated, till what area it is not defined. To define that, I'll just give a width and a height to my canvas. This will help in defining my canvas, in defining a proper structure to my canvas. If I give it a, like you say a 500 and a 500, so my a 500 by 500 canvas has been defined here, and I'll just make it according to the book. So yeah, so you can see we have made our canvas, and this is how our first graphics has been made. A light green rectangle of height and width of 150 into 100 in a 500 by 500 canvas. So this is how you create a graphics in canvas. This was the most simple thing that we can do in canvas, and we will be getting more deep insights in the upcoming videos. So again, I'm going to quickly explain about the canvas. So first of all, to create a canvas, you will use a canvas tag. Again, okay, canvas is a bitmap area, so we will be using JavaScript to manipulate the graphics. We have used the script. Now we set up our canvas. How we set up our canvas? These are the two main line that we will be use. That is var canvas equals to document dot get element by id. Okay, so what will this do? This will get my canvas through the DOM, and how it will get it through the id that we have written in the canvas, that is my canvas. Again, now what this var ctx equals to canvas dot get context 2d will do, it will get the 2d elements of the canvas, which will help in the manipulation of our graphics. Okay, so here till here we have set up our canvas. Now we want to draw the graphics. So how to do that? In this example we have drawn a rectangle. So to draw a rectangle, we use dot fill rectangle, and what is the variable? That is ctx. So we will be using ctx dot fill rectangle. Then the four values. What are these four values? These are nothing but the x-axis, y-axis, the width and the height of the rectangle. And then if you want to color it, we will be using again something called dot fill style, and again I given the value light green, you can change it to blue or red, it will work. So this is how you create a basic rectangle in Canvas. So moving ahead, I hope you understood the Canvas. We will go into the SVG now. So as I earlier told, the SVG is a vector based graphic manipulation, and in that we use XML for manipulating our graphics. We don't use JavaScript to manipulate the SVG graphics, but you can definitely use JavaScript and CSS to manipulate the SVG. So in here we will only be looking at the basic level. So we will be using the we'll again draw a rectangle, a light green rectangle as we draw that in Canvas, and you can see the difference between these two. So now let's draw the basic SVG light green rectangle. So for that we have something called SVG tag. So what this SVG tag will do, it will set up our drawing area. It will set up our drawing area where we have to draw and manipulate our graphics. So the SVG has been set up through the SVG tag. Now what we are going to do to draw a rectangle, okay, to draw a rectangle we use something called rect. Rect tag is used to draw a rectangle in a SVG, okay. And again, as I told you in Canvas, that what were the four values that we used in fill rect. The first was x-axis, the second was y-axis, the third was width, and the fourth was height. So we will be using these values to create a rectangle. Here we don't write in comma, it is as it is a XML part. You know how we write these attributes of a tag, so we will be writing it like that. So if I say my x again is 11, my y will be 10, my width will be again 150, and the height will be 100, and our rectangle is there. The SVG rectangle is there. As you can see, we used rect tag, then the x-axis value, then the y-axis value, then the width value, and then the height value. Now if you want to give it a color, okay, say light green color as we did in Canvas, we used again a different different input, that was fill style. But here for the color we will be using fill, and it will be light green, and here is our light green. So now you know how to create a rectangle in SVG and a rectangle in Canvas. But there is something more to it. Again, I'm saying that we don't know till there our drawing area is in SVG. So again we have to define it. So if I defined it by say width 500 and the HGIGST height is equals to 500. So our drawing area has been defined, and if you want to see your drawing area, you will use an attribute called style. So in the style attribute we will be showing you that like how the drawing area is defined. If I say like 3 pixel, or I'll create a border, simple border of 3 pixel and a solid color. So you can see this is our drawing area. I'll just reduce it to 200 by 200 by 200, or even smaller, 100, 200. Okay, so this is 2000, I'm sorry. Yeah, so this is the SVG area where I can create graphic. As you can see, like the width is 150. If I reduce it, so my drawing area has reduced, so my rectangle. So you can see the importance of drawing area in SVG and in Canvas both. So this is how you define the border in SVG, the drawing area in SVG. How you draw a rectangle is simply a rectangle tag with the 4 attributes called x, y, width, and height. These help in defining the x-axis, y-axis, width, and height of the rectangle. We use fill to fill the color, and this is how you create a SVG graphic. Now I hope you guys are clear about the Canvas and SVG. Now the question is a very genuine question, that when to use Canvas and when to use SVG, how to choose between Canvas and SVG. So simply remember, a canvas is a bitmap area and it is manipulated through JavaScript. Hence, when you need a high performing graphic, when the graphic is complex and you need pixel manipulation, then you can go for canvas. Canvas using JavaScript, so you need a good knowledge of JavaScript for that. And SVG, when you don't want such a high performing graphics but you need a scalable graphics, a graphics where you can zoom it in or zoom it out, or you can share it and you can reuse it, and the graphics should be static, then you will go for the SVG. Both have their both pros and cons, so this is how you choose between canvas and SVG. In this video I told you about the basics of canvas and SVG and how to draw a basic rectangle, light green color rectangle in canvas and SVG, and hope you liked the video. In the upcoming video we will be discussing more on the canvas and SVGs. We have created whole bunch of tutorial for you guys, the transformation in canvas, animations and transformation in SVG, and many more. So you can till then just go and practice the canvas and SVG. We have a few exercises for you guys. We have uploaded exercises in that HTML canvas, and also if you have any questions, you can go and post it in discuss forum. Let's discuss. You can type your questions here and we will be answering you each and every questions of yours. And also you can go and check out the latest interview questions in that. If you want to get the latest interview question on HTML, you can simply write hashtag HTML series by QuipoIn and you will get you will be getting the interview questions that are most asked for the HTML. And yeah, so thank you guys, thank you for staying with us. In the next video we'll be discussing more deeper into the canvas part, and yeah, thank you.